One quick thing before we get started. If you're in the Raleigh car scene, how about we go ahead and build up our freaking YouTube support, huh? And it starts right here. Let's go. What's going on, guys? I'm finally going to be able to go over this story with you. I've been wanting to do this story for quite some time now, but I kind of wanted to get like the base of the channel going before I shared this. So basically what I wanted to do was just take you through the day prior and the day of driving up to Richmond, Virginia to purchase this car. I always thought it was cool watching other people on YouTube share their experience of purchasing their dream car, so I figured I'd go ahead and share mine with you. Let's get on with it so this can be done and I can be back at my house enjoying my nice comfy couch. But until then, here's my story. We'll start with the day prior to, obviously. I don't think that I would put that last, that would be kind of dumb, so we'll start with that. The day prior, I was sitting on the couch. We just moved in, me and my wife, we just moved into my parents' house because we purchased it, but they were still living with us in the interim till their house was done being built. So I'm sitting on the couch and I'm looking at auto listings and I'm looking at GTRs. Now, for about a month or so before I was sitting on the couch researching this, I was at dealerships just looking at cars and whatever because I had the itch to get rid of my Hellcat. Like I said in the previous video, I started to get really like bored with it. I had it in my head that I'm just done with it, and I feel like my wife kind of got that same feeling, although I don't feel like she was too thrilled with the idea. As I'm going over these auto listings, I'm looking at the prices and I'm like, wow, like this is like, I can do this, like this is good. Because I was looking at what my Hellcat was going for and what the GTR was, and I'm like, man, I can actually do this. So I'm super excited in there, sitting on the couch, minding my own business, and I decided to show my wife what I was looking at. And she's like unpacking and stuff and whatnot, and I'm trying to show her this stuff and she's not interested, and I'm like, what the hell's wrong with you? Like, why aren't you excited like I am? So for those of you that have wives, you could probably understand where I'm coming from with this. If you have a wife that is super into cars, probably wouldn't have the same reaction, but this is the one that I was dealing with, just totally not interested. I finally found one in Richmond, Virginia. There was this one and there was another silver one, both 2014s. And what was weird was the engine was still built by the same guy. And as I was looking at them, I was just very, very conflicted because they were both like super freaking clean, so clean. Except for the one, it came with a car cover. And that's what I was trying to use as like my sale pitch to my wife, like, oh wow, this one comes with a car cover, should probably get this one. Well, it really wasn't working out for me, like selling it on a car cover. But anyway, the night passed and I was kind of getting a pretty solid no from her, because the statement was, you already have a car that's fast, why do you need this, So I went to bed. I was like kind of upset because I thought that I wasn't going to be able to do what I wanted to do. And sometimes that's just how marriages work, right? In the morning, we woke up after I went to bed kind of irritated, and just, not irritated, but just bummed out, because I figured this was not going to happen. And I thought that it was because I had a pretty good sales pitch to my wife. Not just because the car pitch, I was explaining to her like, look, this holds its value, blah, 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 blah. And I thought I had something good, so I was disappointed, but I woke up and we kind of got on with our day. We're sitting there on the couch, she's taking pictures of the dog, And I'm still just over there festering. Just not like vocally saying that I'm upset, or I'm just kind of sitting there, just again, just wanting to buy this car and feeling like I can't. So sorry, there's another car coming in here. I don't know what's going on. This is the kind of stuff that throws me off. What are they doing? Interrupting my video. They already know that I'm nervous. Why are they? I don't understand this. You should know I'm nervous. Anyway, we're gonna get on with this thing now that I'm done being distracted by the random car. We were still sitting on the couch trying to decide what we were gonna do. I knew she wanted to go look at furniture, so we were gonna do that. And she finally said, I'm hungry, can we go get something to eat? So I was like, well, if I'm not getting the car, I want to go to Buffalo Wild Wings because I'm in the mood for some wings. We then get in the car, we start to drive to Buffalo Wild Wings, and I don't think that there was one word said the entire first 20 minutes that we were in the car. Not one. It was just one of those like awkward, like, I felt like she knew that I was upset, I guess, but wasn't saying anything. So we get about 5 miles from where we are supposed to be eating at, and this is about 15 miles from my house. And keep in mind, I showed her the night before this one and the silver one that was in Richmond. And all of a sudden we're sitting in kind of like a traffic jam kind of thing, and all of a sudden she like looks over at me and she says, you know, I kind of like that black one. And at that point, I felt like that was my green light. After she says that, my mind goes, woo! I am so pumped up right now because this is my green light. I'm ready to freaking go. Let's go. But I don't actually act like that. I calmly say, you know, I really want it, blah, 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 blah. I just really want that. I'm just bored with the Hellcat. I didn't really get a chance to take care of it because we were living in a townhome, and I was just going on and on and on with this. And finally she was like, well, I know you really want it, and she's like, where is it at? I said, it's in Richmond. And she looks over at me like with this let's go kind of look. I looked over at her and I said, so you want to like turn this around and go look at it? And she says, yeah, let's go. And I'm like, whoa, let's go. So finally I just called the dealership back and say, dude, we're on the way. I'm about 2.5, 3 hours away. I still got a while to go. And dude's like, oh, it's still here. I'll set you in. I will hold the car and we'll see you when you get here. We start driving back to the house, and we get back to the house and she like hops out of the car, starts getting the hose out, whatever. I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, go inside and just get all the paperwork you need and this and that and the other. So if something happens, you're prepared for it, and we don't have to come back here or stop and pick it up when we were on our way to Pittsburgh the next weekend. And I'm like, what the? This is a totally different person that I was dealing with from the night before and the morning of. But anyways, I was super excited, and we ended up driving all the way to Virginia, which is 3 hours from my location here. We're on our way to the dealership, stopped at Taco Bell for some lunch. I'm just so elated. I cannot even control myself. I'm just ready to get there while she's enjoying her triple cheese quesadilla and chips. I can't even eat because I'm too excited. We leave Taco Bell. We finally get up there, and I just vividly remember going under a bridge and having to rip on the Hellcat one more time. I hit the gas and I just heard the exhaust, and I just thought to myself, this is probably the last time that I'm going to hear that exhaust like that. And it was. So we pull up to the dealership, 3 exits after I hit the gas, and pull into the parking lot and I start to get nervous. I don't really get nervous like that because I was having a hard time parting ways with my Hellcat. Even though I said I was tired of it, it was kind of special to me. We pull up to the dealership. My heart's pounding. I'm trying to find a place to park. And the guys from Hart Nissan, they helped me park that car because there was like literally no parking. They were having like a Memorial Day event because it was Memorial Day the day that I drove up there to do this. And helped me park the car. I got out. I had my book bag. It looked like I was carrying a freaking bomb. My wife was like, why are you carrying all that in there? I was like, well, it has my computer in it, it has the paperwork, blah, 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 blah. And we get out, we walk in, and I see it. I'm like, yep, definitely going home with me. It was just in perfect shape. I was just in awe of the condition that it was in. I checked over the car. I had a vehicle report done, and I had all the beginning paperwork completed beforehand, so that way the process was kind of quick. Needless to say, it wasn't all that quick. It ended up taking about like 5 hours, and I was kind of getting antsy because I'm still 3 hours from home, but in the back of my mind I didn't really care because I knew that I got to drive this car home. So we're sitting there waiting, and now I'm gonna roll the clip of them pulling out of the showroom floor so they could take it and gas it up and go give it a quick detail before I drove it home.
It's okay, that's all we'll drive.
Come straight back. Come straight back. Tell them no turn. Come straight back.
Yeah, straight back.
Straight back. Hey, cut a little bit to the left. There you go.
Yeah, you're right on the ramp on this side.
Are you good? Good. Keep coming back. Straight back.
You're on the ramp now. Look, it ain't gonna scratch it though. It's gonna lift up. It's gonna go back down. Yeah, there you go.
Alright. Straight back. Straight back. No turn. There you go.
You know, it's crazy. Somebody else just webbed up about this car today. They was asking us to send pictures to him and everything.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, I sent the pictures and everything to the guy. He wanted me. I did everything. Then he came in and bought it. Man. What's for you is for you.
Get the clearance. Good. Good. Bam.
Go ahead, stab it.
Hey Chris, I can wait and take it over there for you.
They don't need no detail, man. It's done. Hey Doug, can you help your boy move these real quick?
You're welcome.
Fucking looks nasty.
Huh?
Looks good.
Yeah.
Oh my God, y'all rinsed it, man. What?
Hey Chris, don't be speeding. And look, did y'all get all your stuff out your old car already?
As they were doing that, I ended up sitting in there, signing all the paperwork, going through the whole shebang of the dealership process, and by the time we were done with that, we had already transferred all of the information over from the Hellcat, like I said, and moving all of the stuff that I had in my old car to this one. And by the time I was done, we exchanged keys and I started to drive. Funny thing was, they said like right before I was leaving that, hey man, this car's never seen the rain before. It was towed in here on in an enclosed trailer from Naples, Florida, and went straight to the showroom floor. As I looked at the sky, I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? It's gonna dump freaking rain. It's gonna dump rain. I pull up the radar and it is a complete nightmare the entire way home. Ended up having to take like freaking like back roads and just trying to get around all the traffic jams because there was wrecks because it was raining, and it was a mess, but it made the experience that much cooler. So we finally ended up getting home and whatnot, and I could not wait to like go to sleep and wake up so I could just get in and drive it the next day. I didn't sleep at all really that night. But all in all, that was my experience. I'm gonna have that clip in there from them pulling out of the showroom, and I'll also see if I can put in some pictures of the photos that were taken of it at the dealership before anything happened, before I said I'm gonna take it, anything of that nature. I'll give my wife credit that, because she is the one that took the photos, and after that she said she was a professional photographer. But that's my story. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope it just kind of made you live vicariously through me and kind of know what it was like for me at that time, to know what I was going through and what I was feeling driving up there to get this car. And I tell you what, if you're ever thinking about purchasing a vehicle out of state, I kind of highly recommend it. It makes the experience that much cooler. I hope you guys like this one. Hit that bell button, subscribe, like, comment, do what you gotta do, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace. Hey, I finally did that one okay, I think. We'll keep giving it a practice, or maybe I can try something different. Who knows? We'll see you guys on the next one.